What's up, YouTube? So, today we got news that another rapper has been shot and killed. Yes, another rapper. Kind of like XXXTentacion. Kind of like Nipsey Hussle. Rapper Pop Smoke passes away today. Killed in the Hollywood Hills by two envious, jealous men who probably didn't have fathers in their lives or any kind of parental guidance. Now, I'm not going to sit here and talk about black on black crime. I'm not going to sit here and tell you why people like Al Sharpton and Black Lives Matter tend to dissipate when we have instances like this. I love everybody at the end of the day, man. And as somebody who is heavily influenced by hip-hop, I can tell you I hate seeing talent go to waste like that. It's a real damn shame, man. This dude was 20 years old, 400K subs on YouTube, on the up and up, Breakfast Club interviews, Angie Martinez interviews, all sorts of shit, man. People really looked up to this guy. And it's a shame that on one end you have immense respect, but on the other hand you have jealous, envious motherfuckers who want to literally end you simply on the premise of you doing well. It's sad, and it also creates superstition for the younger crew, the younger crowd, that God forbid you go viral or become popular, you're gonna be a threat to people. You're gonna have to watch your back, not because you pissed anybody off, but because you're succeeding and you're doing well. Pop Smoke, RIP, man. This is bullshit. This man did not have to die. It was a home invasion robbery in Hollywood Hills. They busted in the house at like 4, 6 in the morning, whatever. Took a bunch of shit and shot him in the process. Now, if they were smart criminals, they wouldn't have killed him. But people thrive off that reputation of being so-and-so who killed, hip-hop artists. I used to work for a moving company back in 2015, and this company they would get incentivized for hiring people like myself who have a criminal record, who are labeled as felons. And so half of the staff, I would say more than 50% of the staff at this moving company, were ex-convicts. In fact, my partner, whose name is Noah, he had tattoos all over his face, completely covered, and he actually spent 4 years of his life in solitary confinement. Now, why do I bring these guys up? Well, there was one individual on the crew who had just gotten out of prison down in Southern Illinois, and they placed him in our crew, which was 3 of us, all ex-cons. And this dude was telling me a story about how when Chief Keef originally blew up around 2011, 2012, there was actually headlines that rival gang, GD, shot at Chief Keef. It was major headlines in like 2011, 2012. He took it upon himself to have almost this mentality of like having a trophy for it. The way he was explaining it, he was like, yeah, me and my crew shot up on Chief Keef. What's good? He's a bitch. I don't like the man. But, I understand he's gangbanging and all that stuff, but you see that he's succeeding. And black, white, yellow, or brown, GD, BD, Vice Lord, if you see a man who's succeeding, doing something that he loves, how can you jock a man for that? The utmost respect to all of my enemies who are getting money, because at the end of the day, there's enough money for everybody to get. There's enough money for everybody to become successful. There are literally millions of millionaires. And at the end of the day, the point I'm trying to make is this guy had this mentality of, yeah, we shot at Chief Keef. Yeah, he ain't shit. And it's like, he's telling me, a guy who he just met. So think about his crew and the people that are close to him. He probably lives his life on the basis of, yeah, I'm that nigga, I'm that motherfucker who shot at him, and what? It's like, dude, that's sad. You see a man doing his thing. They see this man, Pop Smoke, who has his shit together, who's dropping music after music, who's literally making headlines and was just on The Breakfast Club. I know I'm talking in circles, but it's just, I cannot fathom it. Kind of like the XXX Tentacion situation, you know? I'm not gonna lie, when XXX started, I wasn't really into him, you know? I kind of like that heavy metal, thrasher, emo, sad boy hip-hop music. I kind of like it, but I don't like the lyricism over it. I like the production, the music, the beats. When XXX started to transgress into this kind of guy who was older and more mature and self-aware of his emotions and cognizant of the fact that he had a pregnant girlfriend who was going to give birth, his mentality shifted. And you see it in songs like Moonlight and Sad and stuff, where he's acknowledging these flaws as a man and he's taking full accountability. And we saw this transgression of X. That's why when he passed away, there were so many fucking people who were pissed off, because it wasn't the old X. It was this new and improved X that people had immense respect for. Now, I'm not gonna delve too much into Nipsey Hussle's situation, because at the end of the day, we know that there was a bigger picture behind it, and the CIA may possibly have been involved. As the individual, that Eric Gardner dude who shot him, said when he got locked up and put in handcuffs, they made me do it, they made me do it. Buddy, you didn't need to tell us that they made you do it to know that they made you do it. You know what I'm saying? Whether that be incentivizing him with money, we're gonna pay you this and that. They needed somebody to target on at the end of the day, and they needed an individual to be like, here, we got this guy. This is the guy who killed Nipsey. So people weren't going frantic and crazy. But at the end of the day, people know the truth about Nipsey Hussle. It's really sad and unfortunate, man. Nipsey had a good thing going too. He was opening businesses in his community. He had just bought out his lot to where his Marathon Clothing was. And it's like when black folks see somebody from their neighborhood or somebody who looks like them, they see them succeeding and thriving and excelling in life, for them to want to take that away and diminish that because of their own flaws, literally gives me a pit in my stomach, gives me the chills, and makes me sick. I can't stand that, man. If you see another man making a living off of his creative talent or influence, you should cherish that shit. Use that as motivation to do what you want to do in life. Not to be envious and sit off in a corner, kind of like that dude at the club with his hands crossed, just lurking off in the corner while he sees everybody else having fun with hot females. It's like, you could have robbed the dude and left it at that. I mean, we saw how many people were pissed off at Tekashi 6ix9ine's fame. You know, granted, he was trolling, and a lot of it was warranted, let's face it. But people like X, Pop Smoke, Nipsey, I mean, it's crazy, man. It's baffling. This is going to be a huge hit on the hip-hop community as a whole. I don't know if it's going to have the same influence as X and Nipsey, because he was a lot newer. Hasn't been in the limelight for as long, but still a heavy impact, man, because at the end of the day, we don't want to see any kind of talent lost. So this video really just goes out to Pop Smoke. RIP to him and his family. You know, what is this man's mother thinking? I mean, think of having a kid who's 20 years old, who blows up. You have little kids looking up to him. He's selling out shows, selling out arenas, selling out crowds. And you're a mother thinking, oh my God, my son is succeeding. And then from him to go from this succession to killed, it's like, how do you fathom that? You can't fathom that. That's the whole point. It's a fucked up situation. Long and short of it is, RIP to Pop Smoke. I'm sorry to his mother, his father, whoever, his circle. This is crazy. I know the dudes tried to perform CPR, but they were a little too late. So hopefully the Hollywood police find out who the fuck these two dudes were, because, you know, for an envious man to go out and kill somebody who's succeeding, that's just a bitch-made move. So hopefully we get some justice in this situation, and at the end of the day, it's RIP X, RIP Nipsey, RIP everybody else, Pop Smoke. This shit doesn't need to happen, man, and hopefully it'll end soon. Thank you guys. Have a good day.